Hello, my name's John. This is a Deathwatch kill team and an intercessor squad, and you're watching Wargames, Models, and Other Hobbies. Hello and welcome back to another video. Last month I combined a Space Marine Devastator squad kit with the Space Marine Intercessor squad to create Primaris Devastators. That Devastator squad kit is real fun because you can have up to 3 squads out of it with the number of heavy weapons that you get with it. Likewise, the Deathwatch kill team box set that you can get has enough weapons in it to make about 3 squads of kill team veterans. So by combining this, in this case with an intercessor squad, and I've also picked up the Deathwatch upgrades, I can make 3 Deathwatch kill teams. So in this video, I'm going to start making one of the kill teams. Now, I've already put together some intercessor bodies, so that'll take a bit of the time off the video. Also, for anyone who hasn't seen it, here is my Deathwatch Watch Commander that I made a while ago. Still deciding on what chapter he's going to belong to, and I still haven't put him together so I can paint him properly. I'll put a link in the description for the videos of that one. But let's have a look at what we've got in the box. So we have 2 very full sprues of weapons and equipment, as well as the bodies of the Space Marines with heads, shoulder pads, lots of different chapters in there as well. We've got the bases there, I'll put them to one side, and some instructions, I'll put them to one side as well. So to start with, I want to create the sergeant of this group, and I've kind of decided the theme I want to go along with the sergeant, and that is to have the Xeno sword that they can have, which is this one just here, as well as one of the shields. So, first thing I'm going to do is get those parts off these sprues. Now in today's video, I'm trying a slightly higher up camera angle to try and fix the focusing issues I tend to have in my videos. So I'm keeping an eye on, and I've got to pay attention because I've just cut the wrong shield off. I want the shield for the left arm, which is this one on this side. But yeah, I want to try and fix the issues with blurry videos that I get quite regularly on the channel. So I'm going to avoid those by just changing that camera angle. So let's get the arm for the shield. Now, for the Xeno sword, it is in the left hand, but I want it to be in the right hand. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of converting on this one with another sword. So let's have a look at all of these and see what options I've got for a right-handed sword. And I think all but one of them, which is, yeah, all but one of them is a left-handed sword. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to convert the power weapon from this one, the right-handed power weapon, to be holding that sword. So that's something that we're going to do in this video as well. Okay, so for now I'm going to put the Deathwatch sprues aside, and I'm going to open up the upgrades pack because I want to get one of the shoulder pads from this, as well as the helmet from this kit for my sergeant. So I'm just going to open up that and take that out. So the helmet that I want is this one just here. Looks kind of gladiatorial in my eyes. I have got a long list of Deathwatch models that I want to make and convert, so I am going to be using all of these as well. So expect a series of Deathwatch videos for a little while as I work through those. I am working on my other projects as well, but I am kind of wanting to produce a nice amount of Deathwatch Marines, and I'm going to grab one of these at the same time. And I know what chapter this one's going to be, and I'll show you that once I've put the rest of the bits together. But let's have a look at these bodies. I think I'm going to go with... yeah, I'm going to go with the first Marine that you can build from the Intercessor squad. But what I will do is glue the arm to the shield so we can see if it does fit in place. I want to try and do as minimal kind of cutting conversions on this as possible. I want to try and see what it is possible to make straight out of the box with this kit. So I'm going to have 2 Primaris scale squads of Deathwatch veterans, as well as a firstborn scale. Now the Deathwatch aren't as bad on the scale creep as some of the older Space Marines. Once I've glued this on, I'll show you an example that I've got just off camera. Okay, so I've got here one of my Primaris Stone Guards, and here is another Deathwatch Marine that I've got from another squad. Yes, there is a height difference, like there is between the Firstborn and the Primaris, but it's not as great as some of the other ones. These guys are slightly taller, they've got legs that are in more realistic position rather than the squat legs that you sometimes get on some of the Space Marines. But yeah, so it's there isn't as bad a creep on scale, but we'll see if all of the Deathwatch that I make come from the same watch fortress. So I want to see how that... yeah, no, that fits perfectly on this. So what I'm going to do straight away is glue this in place. Now I'm kind of thinking, once I've put the squad together, then add all of the kind of belt equipment and that kind of thing. So, oops. So there's a little bit of coherency in the squad itself. So to begin with, I'm just going to stick the arms and main weapons on. Already noting a little issue with the Deathwatch kit and the Intercessor kit. The shoulder section on the arms has a slight recess in it, which means I'm just going to have to add a little bit more glue to try and get it fitted in place, and hopefully the shoulder pad will work with the backpack, but we'll see. It should be okay. Okay, so there's that one in place. Just want to bring that out so it's sitting just off the leg. So I'm just going to hold that for a second. Again, this is going to be real-time building, so I'm not going to do any cuts or anything like that. The only time I do that in these videos is if the phone rings, someone's at the door, or I've got to let the dog out or something like that. So you get to see exactly how long it takes to make these models. I personally quite like doing that, so it gives you a realistic view. If you want to, you can fast forward the video so you can skip to bits that you want to see, but it's quite nice to have that realistic expectation of how long things take. Okay. While that's drying a little bit, let me just sort out and tidy up this shoulder pad. And I realise I didn't do the same on the shield, I don't think, so I'm going to have to tidy that up later on, but I'll wait till the glue's dry on that one for that. But yeah, this arm is being a little bit tricky, so it's worth noting if you're wanting to make an intercessor, sorry, a Primaris scale squad, you may have to take a little bit of time. Yeah, that hasn't actually glued in place. Okay. What I'm going to do is run the glue down from the top as well, and then put this shoulder pad in place. Yeah, it keeps closing in on the leg itself, so I'm just going to be careful as I hold it in place. I don't want this going wrong while I'm doing this, as I'm trying to get the most out of these kits. Okay, so there is that storm shield, sorry, the Deathwatch Veteran shield, and the arm there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stick this to a base while I'm doing this, so it's a little bit easier to hold. Apologies if you can hear any traffic in the background, as I live close to a road, sometimes I get that in the background of the sound. Okay, what I'm going to do, I think, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit on the camera, just so things aren't as far up. Okay, put the head on in a minute. I'm going to be converting this sword now, and right, what I'm going to do is just tidy up the base of the power weapon there, and then, you know what I'm thinking, I'm going to leave that full handle on this weapon, so it looks like it could be wielded with two hands. So I'm going to keep that looking like that for now. And also, I have to say, looking at the time it's taken me to kind of work through this, I'm probably going to do a few more than 2 videos on this squad. I might just do the sergeant in this episode, and then do a few more episodes with other characters from the squad itself. Okay, let's carefully cut through that. Okay, so just going to make sure I even that up, and then this is going to sit. Yeah, I like the way that that's going to look. So I just want to make sure I flatten that off. There we go. So I do have a different shoulder pad to add to this model, one that isn't from the Deathwatch box set, which we'll add in a minute when I've put this in place. That's not level, is it? Let's take a little bit more off there. Put that on there. I think what I'll do with these videos for this squad, I will do a video each evening. So at 5 o'clock for the next few days, you can watch a video of me making this squad man by man. Wow, Space Marine by Space Marine. And by the end of the videos, we'll have this full squad. Okay, this is... I should have waited a little bit of time because that sword isn't quite ready to go. Let's bring this round a bit. I want want him to look like he's just about to enter combat or leading his men forward. Okay. So, I mean, one thing I really do like about the Deathwatch is how you can have Marines from all different chapters all together. Okay, oops, sorry, I was off camera there. So, got this just there. Right, so this Deathwatch Veteran is going to be from the Minotaurs chapter, and I've got some of the shoulder pads that you get with the Forge World set. I've had them for quite a while. What I want to do now is try and pick one that I like the look of for the shoulder of this champion, this sergeant, sorry. I mean, already that first one looks quite nice with, could be like a battle honour on the front of it, but let's have a look at a few others. That's quite nice with, actually, I like that one. That's got a lot of little details and things with it. Right, I'm not even going to try the others. I'm going to go with that one. So I need a little bit of super glue. I think my dog is getting bored in the background. He wants to go outside in a minute, but we can get this character done. Turn the head a little bit that way. There we go. That's it. Okay. Well, there is the sergeant of this Primaris scale Deathwatch squad. Stay tuned for the next video. I hope you've enjoyed this one. My name's John, and you've been watching War Games, Models, and Other Hobbies.